So we've made it to. So, welcome to Birmingham New Street, and this video we're going to be visiting the Britain's newest stations on the Camp Hill line, which will open today, the 7th of April 2026. We're first going to go and get on the first train, which is going to take us to Molesey Village. We're just heading down to get onto the 196 to Molesey Village. There's on platform 1 we heading to Kings Norton, which is there. It's now time to board 196 102 to Molesey Village.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Welcome to Molesey Village, Britain's newest railway station by half a minute. There's Pineapple Road, it opened half a minute earlier, with the first train was due to call at Pineapple Road half a minute earlier than at Molesey Village, which leaves the distinction of Molesey Village being station 2596 on the UK rail network. And Molesey Village features bins, which are great. It also features a nice long canopy and help points. And unlike the Northumberland stations, it actually has posters which feature information, as well as it also has benches which are replicated on both sides of Molesey Village station. And it's managed by West Midlands Railway, who have got this lovely purple branding, and it all feels really nice. And we've got 2 lifts over there, 1 for each platform. And platforms have been built to the standard platform height of 1955 millimetres, which means whenever West Midlands Railway introduce a low floor fleet, such as the Great Anglia Sadler Flirts, you'll have their boarding at Molesey Village, and it'll be fully set free from street to train. Well, and it's great to see. We'll then check out the lifts and up at the station forecourt area. But yeah, and also hearing loops. It's great to see a nice new fully accessible station, and there's 3 of them. You've got Pineapple Road, Molesey Village and Kings Heath. And all 3 new stations have been built on the original site of the stations which have closed. So they are in ideal locations. And yeah, selected lift. Let's see, does it work? And yeah, good to have rail signage, because it's not just people with mobility who need signage. It's good that it's got rail. And let's see, and you know it's called concourse. It's basically the station footbridge is the road bridge. And I believe all 3 new stations are going to be unstaffed. On chatting to people at staff at Willenhall and Darlington, they said Willenhall and Darlington and these two stations were already unstaffed. Yeah.
Doors opening.
The lift, and great to see tactile paving to help guide people, and great to see some cycle parking here at Molesey Village, and a nice little drop-off point so that people can do, so that then that way and drop off and taxi rank here at Molesey Village, which, although it doesn't have a car park as such, it's good to see. These things, if you can't walk very far, you can at least be dropped off here and picked off up here, which makes it very high, great to see, and very nice and accessible, which is how it should be, all very nice and accessible. And yep, with the double arrow and the Western Selly logo, it looks great to see. Although no one's using the cycle access at the moment, it's only open, still great to see. Because in the future it allows people to, once they have built their life around the station, if it's only open today, I would expect that to be very popular with locals, because then they can just cycle to the station, lock their bike up, and then get on the train into Birmingham. I found Matthew, who featured in the GWR 230 video at Molesey Village on the Camp Hill line. What are your thoughts about this new line?
Well, I think it's long overdue that this area of South Birmingham finally has its own suburban service. But again, it's long overdue, but I'm happy that it's now open and that they've got 3 new stations to allow people better access into the city centre. So it's all good.
Yeah. And we're next going to be heading to Kings Heath, which is the next station on the line in the direction of Kings Norton.
I'm waving, I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy.
So we're now made it to Kings Heath station on the Camp Hill line. It's unlike Molesey Village, we're not in a cutting as such. When we are at ground level. And
Although, do you pay attention to the commonality of components of the station?
Yeah, as Matthew is saying, I wouldn't call these cookie cutter, but I'd certainly call these modular.
Right.
Because they certainly feature similar components in them as part of the station design. It's got a nice looking step footbridge, and it's, rather than having windows, it's got metal grills. It gets in half an hourly service.
At other stations, I find that they actively try and block the view so that people don't run through the train whilst they're on the footbridge.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that they've made this transparent so that people can see whether the train is there or not.
Yeah. However, if we go around and look on the other side,
That's solid.
Yeah. So.
Well, you can see peer over it,
Yeah.
and you can see the tracks down below.
Yeah.
And something else I will note at the station is that unlike Pineapple Road and Molesey Village, there is no drop-off zone at the station. So you've seen the Molesey Village where there's a small turning circle for cars to drop the passengers off. There's literally nothing here. So if we go up to the main road, there's a sign that says no drop-off or parking.
Yeah. And also this station only has ticket machines There's no ticket office
There are and there are a few cycle spaces
Yeah.
here. But if we go to here,
Yeah.
take a look at this sign.
No.
Right? It advises that there's no drop off, there's no parking or drop off at any time at this station, and to use Pineapple Road in Molesey Village.
Yeah.
But if we take a look, if there's a crossing here, there's double yellows.
Yeah.
It's a busy road, very busy.
Yeah.
I assume that that's why they don't want people to drop off here. But let's be honest, cars are still going to stop here, and people are still going to drop people off at this box standard lift. That's really it's standard, so it's the same model, it's the same make of lift.
And this is a fault. They labelled the lift, and this is Clapham 1 High Street. And I'll let Matthew do the honours.
Doors closing.
Yep, and there is usually a delay before it starts moving. It's a hydraulic lift.
So, Matt, I didn't know. And I'm surprised they just do KH,
Third floor
not,
level.
and don't put actually the full station code in.
Doors opening.
Yeah, it is interesting, but I guess it's just lift people not knowing what station.
No, I mean, if you rather than doing KH, you could still put the station code in, and that way people would know.
They would know.
And it would reduce confusion because KH could mean a number of stations have made it to Kings station on the Cantil line. And yeah, so one thing we've said about 196, not on camera, is they're not actually suitable for this line.
That's right.
Because the train which has just gone has picked up 4 minutes of delay just from one wheelchair user wanting to get on the train. Because the door is on the 196 for the wheelchair user is right at the front, here at Kings Street, but the guard has to work from the rear, so they have to walk all the way to the front of the unit, and that's 4-car units, so it loses
This is British
about 2
Transport
minutes
Police.
on each way.
If you notice
That's
something
right.
out of
And-
George Ferry, speak to
And
the
of
livery
course,
staff
we will
or
remember
text us
that
on
these are brand new
61116
trains that West Midlands
and we'll get
Railway
it sorted.
ordered them, so they're going to be around,
That's 61016.
even though we don't really like them because of the lack of
See
level
it?
boarding.
Say it.
So
Sorted.
we have these brand new stations with that are served by trains that are not really accessible, that don't have level boarding. But
Yeah.
they're going to be around for a very, very long time.
30 to 35 years.
That's
talking.
right.
And that's not at all acceptable. To be in 2050s, we're talking about having non-level boarding stock. Ideally, I don't think it might be better to consider actually replacing them early to get rid of the non-level boarding issues.
That's right. We also talked about potentially moving them around to somewhere else, for example, another TLC that might need them more, or another line to try and mitigate this lack of level boarding.
As mentioned previously, it's on a very busy bus route, the 50, and also, even though today's the first day, it's actually doing quite well compared to like somewhere like when I went to Willenhall and Darlaston, as you can see something up there, which was doing a lot worse, because this seems well used from day one. Not as busy as Crossrail, but we all know Crossrail was really a central line reliever.
That was exceptional. Crossrail was the exception to everything.
However, I wouldn't be surprised if this still exceeds expectations. It's like, you know, the Dartmoor line, that I think received 5 times the expected passenger numbers in the first year, and we're talking about railways which were shut because they didn't make enough money, and we're talking about them exceeding massively the expectations of the targets. So that tells us our method of actually calculating how busy a railway is going to be is flawed.
That's right, and it's no surprise that a railway going through neighborhoods that are densely populated with stations close to where people actually live would do well. And this will do well to relieve congestion in the local area. And as for the bus route, Route 50, which runs every few minutes, it's extremely frequent. we'll see what the impact of that is on the bus routes, whether we'll see frequency reductions as a result of rail use.
However, due to how this station has opened, we won't actually find out how busy it is for another 2 years. It has just fallen in the new stats for 26 to 27.
That's right.
So and the Office of Rail and Road don't publish that data until the late end of 27.
That's right.
So, and I know we're in April, but it's basically 18 months to 2 years until we actually know how busy these new three stations are.
That's right. But I'm pretty certain it'll be well used. I've spoken to quite a few locals on the board trains and at the stations, and they are very excited at the new station. They've said that they will use it whenever going into town for shopping.
And if you want to see Matthew's video, I'll leave a link up there to it when he's editing it.
That's right.
And also his channel, where you can see other videos, like this one.
The enemy is everything, it's mentally, unhealthily spreading like a rare disease, but I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy, I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this, freedom is priceless, spread just like a virus, living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it, go on and take your aim. Built to last with the webs I'm weaving, I can change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the gas, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in
Doors opening.
So, I'm largely informed this this lift had failed earlier today.
Yes, earlier today it failed, but they sent some engineers around to fix this lift, and now it's working again.
And at Kings Street it was just KH, but here it's Pineapple Road.
That's right. It's inconsistent at best.
Yeah, it's like, oh, why can't you just use the same format for all?
Doors opening.
So, and as explained, you only have ticket machines here, and they only accept cards. So unfortunately, if you have only got a coin, you can unfortunately not buy a ticket from here.
Yeah, so you would be able to travel, but then I guess you need to buy a ticket at the excess fares window at Birmingham Newspaper or wherever.
Yeah, and then, or I believe the conditions of travel actually says you would be covered as you're not actually able to buy a ticket you require.
There isn't actually a promise to pay here, by the way.
Yeah. Which did that? There was actually at the Northern Line station, Northumberland Line station.
Yeah, on the Northern ticket machines are able to issue promise to pay vouchers, but this one does not have promise to pay. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what that does. Nope. Or that just contacts someone.
And Matthew explained that the original station footbridge is now out of use.
Yes, so you can see here there is an extant footbridge, but it is used as a water mains. So apparently, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, this is the water main Matthew was talking about on the footbridge.
Yes, so this was being used when the station was closed. It must have been used for decades and decades going back ages. So when they opened the station, they said, well, if we want to use the footbridge, then we've got to relocate the water mains, which is going to be problematic. So instead of doing that, let's just make people cross by the road.
Yeah, let's go and have a cross the road.
It's far cheaper to do that.
Yeah, and also you will notice they have installed tactile surfacing for.
Yes, on the whole bridge.
Yeah, and good to see there's a bike lane next to the safe path, which is brilliant to see. It means that people can cycle right to the station and don't have to push their bike.
And there are cycle racks at the platform level down there as well.
Which is great. And this side, you don't require a lift. if I'm correct in understanding. There's no. If this site has failed, it's really not as big issue because you've got access out here to a little drop-off point, and here's the cycle racks with some cycles. These are the first cycles I think I've seen at any of the new stations, because both Molesey Village and Kings Heath had no cycles on the cycle rack.
There's also a drop-off area here
Yeah.
where people can book a taxi and have them pick it up.
Yeah.
Right here.
And let's go and see if there's about the on-foot with travel information.
On more travel information, there's the 27,
Yeah.
which is conveniently located here. However, the 27 only runs, I guess, about every 30 minutes. So I guess about the same as the train.
I hope what they've done is they've timetabled it to perfectly align.
It doesn't mean. The timetable is the old. It was there before the train, and they just didn't change it. So
That is I'd say naughty.
I
Because
mean, it is quite common in the UK. The lack of integration
Yeah.
is quite common in Great Britain.
yeah, I it's let's go this way. Yeah, because the sun is right. That's the yeah. It was because the sun was on the camera, and so maybe yeah. It's quite common in the UK for us not to integrate the timetables. However, the Hope Valley near Manchester, between Manchester and Sheffield, they've decided they're going to go for a Swiss model where they're integrating the timetables for both train, tram, bus, and everything all together. So you have a nice integrated transport network and they're branding it Mini Switzerland, I think.
That's right. Or what Birmingham does probably is to follow the London model, which is to run buses more frequently, but try and reduce the amount of parallel running and duplication.
Yeah.
So perhaps 27 rather than running every 30 minutes, it could perhaps run every 10 minutes. Then essentially it's turn up and go. But that will also require the train to become turn up and go as well.
Yeah.
And so you talk about that. It's currently 2 trains an hour, so hopefully at some point in the future it could become more frequent.
Yeah, and the issue is, as explained, it's Kings Norton and Birmingham Newfleet are capacity constraints which are trying
Exactly.
preventing.
And in Kings Norton, we can look about this, but there is an abandoned platform which could be reopened at some point.
So it features ISO scanners for smart cards. Hopefully in the future they add contactless if it's not already been added.
Yeah, so people can just easily tap on and tap off with the smart cards. Right now, what I have is an all-day network day ticket, so it's an N-network day tripper,
Yeah.
and it's valid for buses, trams, and trains. But in future, hopefully, people can just tap on, tap off using their
Yeah,
card.
like in London,
Like
Manchester,
Yes.
Liverpool. Okay, there is one gripe about the Liverpool system I have. Because Transport Wales have a tail-to-go system as well, they're introducing across Network
Yeah.
North Wales, Network North Wales, I think they're calling it. At Bridgestone, where those tail-to-go systems meet, you have to tap on one system to tap on the other system.
Yeah, so they don't work with each other.
And this is the reason why you can't do at Chester. Because only the TF Transport for Wales system will be at Chester at the moment. This is a major gripe. If you had done it so those systems could work interchangeably, that would have been a great move for integration, because then you could have tapped on it at Liverpool Central, going to Chester or Bidston, got on Transport Wales service to, let's say, Sutton, because you can go to Sutton's on both lines. So that's why I used it as an example, because it doesn't matter which way you go, you can still access Sutton. And then that's Harden Bridge or Wrexham General, doesn't matter. Those were just, and Sutton was a great example. You can go either via Bidston or via Chester.
That's right.
And we're getting the 1512 to Kings Norton from Pineapple Road,
That's right.
which was going to be called Hazelwell, and which is actually shown by the TIPLOC code, TIPLOC codes, because it says Hazelwell rather
Yes.
than
So this area, this village is called Sturchley. The specific area around this patch of the village is called Hazelwell, apparently. I've asked someone about this.
And Hazelwell was actually what the station was originally known as.
Yes, but they held a competition to name the station, and
Pineapple
Road won the public vote.
And like all other stations, it's got hearing loops. However, if you've seen, there's a video for Chris Spargo actually saying hearing loops may disappear soon. Because they don't actually work. If you're more than about a metre away from them, they don't actually work. Plus, with all the new interference we've created, they actually don't work. So the plan is actually to replace them with a Bluetooth system, which actually works much better than the current hearing loop system. So actually, you might start to see the removal of hearing loops for a much more accessible system.
Doors opening.
And it's not we're trying to make it less accessible, but it's actually more accessible because also even your regular Bluetooth headphones will be able to connect to this new system. So, and it's already been introduced, so it means it's much better because even just you're going around your daily commute, you'll be able to hear the announcement because it isn't uncommon for now teachers to wear headphones all the time when they're on their trains. Which means that then actually you have hopefully fewer incidences of people getting on at the wrong part of the train or going at the wrong stop because they're now here. Because if you're here, got your headphones on, you won't hear it.
That's right.
And as we talked about, there's the cycle lane, and this won't stop a car. However, it's designed to prevent cyclists from just going straight into the station or the cycle lane.
Yeah, or pedestrians walking straight out into the
Yeah.
cycle lane.
It won't stop a car, but the point is it's more that just like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this.
That's right.
And here's the other scanner.
An emergency access ramp to me.
Yeah,
So another thing I want to point out, but I didn't point out because we were pointing out too many things earlier,
yeah,
was that at the end of each platform,
Yeah.
there's an
yeah.
emergency
A refuge area.
refuge area.
Well, I would like to know, that is actually required by law.
Yeah.
You can either require an emergency refuge area or a second footbridge.
Yeah, or like secondary exit.
Yeah.
So okay, so the refuge area is on this platform because there's no emergency exit
Yeah.
from that end. But however, on platform 1, there is an emergency exit, so there's no refuge area. That's not called a refuge area on platform 1. That's called an emergency exit. So it's different. You can see.
Yeah,
We'll go down there and
and like at Julie Park, I mentioned it's got 2 footbridges. Only one is successful. That's because the other is only designed for use in a fire. Because technically, you're supposed to be able to walk within 5 meters of a fire. No sane human is going to do that on a platform. Hence why it's deemed you have to have a secondary means of escape or an emergency refuge. The issue with an emergency refuge is once you get in, you're stuck.
Yeah, so it does seem a bit silly. I mean, it's not silly. There's probably research done on this, but literally, it's just fenced off area.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're literally you're in a
You
pen,
can push a bar to open and just get to here, but it's just literally there's nothing in here.
and once you're in there, you're stuck in there.
However, take a look at that. That's not a refuge area. That's a fire exit because you can exit from there. You can go there and turn left.
Yeah.
And there's a second footpath behind the wall
Yeah,
to back to the entrance.
yeah,
So what they're saying is that, okay, the fire is on the platform. We've got this, 2-meter wall
yeah.
that blocks the path from the fire. So you can walk behind the wall.
And also, we have to remember, although the benches are wood, that's for that all which was burned here.
Yeah.
And that,
I mean, even the benches are probably coated with some sort of fire.
yeah, I'm saying, but even the benches are for the, and we're not, and they're maybe 5 meters apart. There's not much will burn.
Yeah, there's not much that can burn on here. But my assumption is that whatever fire maker may be from a train.
Yeah, that's.
These are diesel trains.
Yeah.
So they must
Even electric trains go on fire occasionally.
So
4, 5, 5, 7, 11 at full well. Yeah, that caught on fire nice and toastily.
Yeah, so that's why they need a second escape,
Yeah.
I guess. That's the reasoning.
Yeah.
If the train catches on fire, then people can fence themselves off
Yeah,
in that area.
yeah. It's actually preferred not to do trains like that because people, if they get panicked, they might start doing stuff they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Matthew already joined me for the rest of this video. Okay, so we're here at Kings Norton, which has 2 platforms, although there is actually this island platform which is being proposed for restoration for cross-city line services. At the current time, services can only use the down services can only use this platform here.
That's what's number 1 and 4.
Yeah.
2 and 3 are missing.
Yeah, and it received 0.7 million passengers last year. It will be interesting how the Camp Hill line affects the passenger numbers. And as you can see, you've got services to Selly Oaks, Redditch, Bournville, Lichfield, Trent Valley, and then you also have services now to Pineapple Road, Kings Heath, and Molesey Village, which will be announced as services to Bournville and New Street.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've been talking. I've overheard someone talking about the project to restore platforms.
This is called part of the Midlands Rail Hub, or MHR.
What's funny is that they were saying that it cost £7 million to restore this because it would need stairs, it would need a lift because this is not accessible,
And
but
you-
also
and-
it would need a lift here.
Yeah, and probably if you only lift here and there,
Yeah.
you're going to want to touch it in.
Technically, platform 1 is accessible by a ramp, but I
But
imagine they want to replace it with lift.
No, you keep the ramp because obviously if the lift breaks, you still want to.
Yeah, but then you want at least a
Yeah.
lift as well. Like
Yeah.
here, you can see.
Yeah,
That's where this line here.
yeah, it's where this brick course is where the platform old gap doorway was set onto the platform, and that door takes you to the platform, and of course it's been locked for security and safety because we don't want people trespassing on railway.
Right. Right now, a limiting factor for Camp Hill line is the fact that the Camp Hill line services can only terminate at platform 4.
Yeah.
And it's blocking it across.
And the reason why and it's actually shown on platform 4, and we're not just making it up just for gags.
Yeah, it can only terminate platform 4, which means that it only has a few minutes, about 5 minutes of turnaround time, which means that delays can easily cascade.
Yeah.
And also, it means that it's got a limit on the number of trains that can run on that route
Yeah.
because it's blocking across city line.
And Kings Norton opened in 1849, and the original station buildings were all demolished in 2006. And we gained electrification as part of the cross-city line improvement. The issue with the cross-city line is they've only electrified the slow lines here. Just if you notice, some of the middle lines are not actually electrified.
Well, just this line hasn't been electrified. The other one has.
Yeah. Beyond here, you notice at the station, the next station on here, only the slow lines have electrification. we've now made it to Bournville, which was opened on the 3rd of April 1879 as Sturchley.
Sturchley.
And then it was renamed to Sturchley and Bournville in 1880. Yeah, we might be wondering why Bournville is so turtle.
Cadbury.
Yeah, because this is the closest station for Cadbury, is a British brand of chocolate, who's owned not by a British company.
Anymore.
Yeah.
And this recipe has changed for the worse.
Yeah. For when that's a whole different discussion about Cadbury. But in summary, Cadbury was a Quaker family who created a chocolate bar because they don't drink and other stuff. And then it was renamed to just Bournville in 1904.
Yep.
And was rebuilt to this start in 1978 and gets only services from Western Indian Railway served by their Class 730 Adventurers, which replaced the somewhat classic 323 hyper networkers, which I've never been on. Have you been on one?
Yeah, I've been on them loads of times, yeah. But they're still with Northern.
Yeah. But then the issue with the hyper networkers is that basically there's no other units with common parts, so getting stairs is quite hard. Hence, Western Railway got rid of theirs for 730s, as they were taking the 309s and the 350/2s. Okay, the 350/2s were gotten rid of, firstly because they're 3+2 seating, and secondly, they're owned by different leasing companies to the other 350s.
Yep.
So that's why they didn't want them anymore.
Exactly.
Because 350+2, 3+2 seating is where you have a bed of 3 seats next to a bed of 2 seats, which makes it rather compact, and it isn't very toxic like passengers.
Exactly.
The help points here at Bournville, unlike on the Camp Hill line, are actually much nicer because they're actually interactive.
That's right.
Because, you can see, it tells you everything, and then onward travel, if it actually works.
I think you're going to swipe for information. Well, not swipe that, is it? Or maybe press it.
No, I think that's if you want to speak to someone, but it should.
Oh, that works.
Yeah.
It's not very responsive, though, is it?
Unlike, for comparison, the Greater Anglia ones were much more responsive.
Yes. I believe these are capacitive, resistant touch to each, which makes them less responsive. But as you can see, it seems to have glitched out.
Yeah.
The problem with these fancy help points are that, yes, they are fancy, but they do require maintenance, and when the TOC doesn't maintain them, that makes it just effectively useless, because they got to maintain this high technology stuff. So, yeah, that's the point. That's the problem of these fancy technology help points.
Maps on the 730s don't show the entire West Midlands Metro.
Yes.
West Midlands Rail Network.
It is an interesting design choice. So what the maps show are the routes that the 730s can physically do. So basically all the electric lines in West Midlands, and of course the down lines down to London in case the 730s do run on the lines down to London Euston. But again, it's an interesting choice because it's not a very coherent piece of information for passengers, because passengers expect a full network map rather than one just that this particular train can run on. So in theory, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to passengers.
Yeah.
But there is a reason for that.
Yeah. It's like the old 455 Southwest Trains maps, which are only shown in suburban network.
Yeah.
But they're arguably,
at least that makes sense, because they include all the suburban lines, where this one includes some suburban lines, but not all of them, only the electrified ones.
And the suburban actually even says for services onto Weymouth,
Yeah.
So although it didn't include them, it actually still told you where the services went to.
Exactly.
To Selly Oaks, which is managed by West Midlands Railway with 2 platforms, and receives 4 trains an hour. But as we just have,
It's not an even 4 trains an hour. There's uneven gaps. So, for example, we had to wait 20 minutes at Bournville, but we only wait 10 minutes here. So it's 2010, 2010.
yeah.
Train just came in.
Oh, the 5-7-8-30. That was a good. We weren't expecting to see that, but that was cool to see.
That was cool.
Yeah, and Pride is good. We should please support LGBTQ plus all any people on that, and you feel free to be who you want to be in terms of sexuality and all that stuff.
Yep. But yes, so this station is actually quite close to University of Birmingham.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
does receive considerably fewer passengers than the next station along the line, but it's still
This Selly Oaks received 2.39 million passengers last year,
yeah.
and has a decently sized car park over there, as well as over there. This feels like very much like a city centre parking lot, and behind Matthew there is some vehicle storage.
Yep.
And
So yes, this station is sited where people
Yeah.
do live. So behind us there are houses, and there is student accommodation just here as well, the University of Birmingham. So it is built up, relatively speaking.
yeah,
But yes, there is a large car park, so it does function as a park and ride as well.
yeah. And this was opened on the 3rd of April 1876 as Selly Oaks and Bournville, then was renamed in 1904 to just Selly Oaks, and was rebuilt in 1978.
That's right.
And we're next getting a service to University.
Yep, University, which is much more busier than Selly Oaks, but we'll get there.
And we have about 20 minutes at University.
Exactly, which is plenty of time because there is something good to look at University,
Yeah.
but we'll get there and you'll find out.
Yeah. We have made it to University Station
Yep.
in Birmingham, and it has a waiting room.
Although I wouldn't expect many people to wait here, you can see it's relatively unused since when it first opened. Actually, I was the first passenger to enter the new station building back when it opened.
And I
I
think,
remember being the first passenger to walk into the station building.
and isn't it got like a medical building in part of the station, like a GP centre?
Oh yes, so we'll take a look at that. But yes, this waiting room has not been used much, if at all. And the reason for that is because it's a suburban service. It's quite relatively frequent. There's not a lot of waiting. I mean, someone's waiting.
Yeah.
But it's not heavily used.
Yeah, because it's 4 trains an hour, and that extends at Selly Oaks. It's an infrequent it's a not perfect 4 trains an hour.
That's right.
And also, that's good that they've got loos here at university.
It is good.
Because at other stations, it's like you often, other news stations don't have loos, which is a major downfall.
Yes. And so when they built this new entrance, I believe they made the old entrance exit only.
Yeah.
And this new station building is exit and entry.
Yeah.
But it is a lot nicer now with this new station entrance.
And I can see where it says NHS services.
Yeah. So it's got an NHS service.
Yeah.
Services there. And
behind us, we have the old station building.
that's right.
And it's still in very use. You might be like, what? How? If it's old, how? And it's still in very use. Why is it here? Well, you go.
So the reason why is that they opened a brand new station entrance with far greater capacity for the many passengers that use it. On the other side, on the other side of the station, and that's the main entrance now. To relieve capacity, they decided to make this exit only, so that some people leaving the station can still use this, but people entering the station have to go round to the new entrance.
And which we will do a time lapse of.
Yes, and we will go over there.
Yeah.
Right.
We've made it. Okay, so we're here at university. We're here at University Station, which unusually has one footbridge which is in the Tade area, and one footbridge which isn't in the Tade area. We're in the non-Tade footbridge.
Yes. So the non-paid footbridge is in the new building, connecting the two new buildings. The paid footbridge is on the old side, as you can see over there, where it's within the paid area, but it's the old footbridge.
Yeah.
So perhaps the reason why they made this the non-paid footbridge is firstly to provide a way for people to cross between the two sides of the track, keep the area accessible to everyone. And secondly, there's already an existing footbridge on the old side, on the old station there.
We have made it to Five Ways, and we thought we'd walk to Alstom Village, which is one of the 2 tram stops near to Five Ways, which you can change for the West Midlands Metro, which was opened on the 22nd of July 2022, the tram stop. Five Ways was opened in 1886 and received 1.3 million passengers last year, with 2 towns which are managed by West Midlands Railway, and it was closed in 1944 temporarily, then permanently closed in 1950 before being reopened as part of the Cross City line in 1978.
Yep, and it does say that it's an interchange, although it's quite a bit far away.
It's about a 10-minute walk.
Yes, from Five-Way Station.
Yeah.
Trams are quite modern.
Yeah.
They are new CAF Airbus trams.
Yeah.
There's 2 types. There's an older version, and I believe there's a newer version of the CAF Airbus trams. There've recently been an extension from to Millennium Point, which is near the HS2 site at Curzon Street.
Yeah.
So it was extended from Corporation of Wall Street. Trams going towards Edgbaston Village will serve the extension of Millennium Point.
Yeah.
So they will go, half the trams will go straight to the extension, Millennium Point, reverse, then turn around to go to Corporation Street, New Street, and then Edgbaston Village. But the trams going from Edgbaston Village to Wolverhampton, they do not go via extension. They go the old route. So they will go literally from Corporation Street through to Wall Street, through to St. Chad's, and they do not serve the extension.
Yeah.
So I've been on the extension. There was the first tram on the extension. It's very fun. Trams are cool.
Yeah, trams are cool. Even tram trains are even better.
Yep.
Made it.
We've made it back.
Yeah, I've made
to
it.
driveways
And we're now getting the train to.
just in time.
West Midlands Railway
So now we're
Service
getting the train to New Street.
Yeah, well, we'll finish the video.
That's cool. So we've done both the Camp Hill line and the Cross City line.
Between Kings Norton and Bournville New Street. So we have made it back to Birmingham New Street station, which is behind us.
Behind us.
Yeah, and Moore Street station is over
Well,
that way.
across there.
Yeah,
Behind Boring.
it's about a 5-minute walk.
Yeah, about a 5-minute walk.
Yeah, and what's your channel?
My channel is Matthew Catsey. To spell it, it's MATTHEW, no space, CATSEY. Matthew Catsey. It's one word. You can find me on Facebook, by the way. My name is Matthew Tam. So it's Matthew and then TAM, M for mother. So it's Matthew Tam. That's my name.
Yeah.
And I'm on Facebook.
And then thank you for watching this video of visiting every station, Camp Hill and cross the line between Kings Norton and Birmingham New Street.
Exactly. Yay!